It's been really interesting. I saw Tom Hanks had coronavirus. He and his wife. They're down in Australia, I believe. So that's all that really matters. Like our celebrities.
How old is Tom Hanks?
He's 63 years old, and he has type 2 diabetes. And apparently obesity and diabetes are like two comorbidities that are super, super dangerous with this. So not good.
I think he can afford pretty good health care, though. So I'm fingers crossed, but I think old Hanks will be just fine.
He'll probably be fine. The death rate's not that high, but I don't know that money solves coronavirus.
I do. I think money solves coronavirus.
I mean, what is the reaction going to be like if someone like Tom Hanks dies? It is going to be, that is enough. Like saying 5,000 people died isn't as impactful to the average person as saying this one person that you saw in Forrest Gump died, because that gives, a face to the incident. So I think that would really rile people up about
it. Would. Heck, I think canceling sports was a big deal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you know what? I'm fine with the Blues just being the continual Stanley Cup champions until the following year.
You should get another pennant.
They give you another cup where they're like, it's fucking Air Bud rules. They're like, fuck, well, it's August, and I guess you are the first 2-time carryover winners of the Stanley Cup.
Nobody else won the cup, so you're still the champs.
Yeah. So the sports thing is super fascinating because like it like throws a wrench into everything that you thought, into how you thought everything worked, like it's in your head that it's like, no, the NHL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, these are too big of organizations. They're not going to shut stuff down. They're not going to get rid of spectators and then just cancel the season. And they did. They did.
What if they did empty games? Like how would, I guess that's you got the players to worry about. One player has coronavirus, right? And then they managed to go, it took 5 days for every other player in the NBA to like 6 degrees from him. Like over the course of 5 days, he would have played, against, I'll make it up, 3 teams. Yeah. And then those 3 teams would have played with those 3 teams. And then every player would have been exposed to this guy.
Yeah. And he was the guy who touched all the mics, right?
An NBA player, yeah.
Yeah.
An asshole.
Okay. I'm on the other side of it. Because
what are you talking about?
Here's why. Kyle, he did that at a time you had your 1 to 10 scale the other way, right? Like
I'm still there. I'm still there on the fear of the thing. I'm still at a 2. Very, very concerned.
but like I just, maybe I'm just too empathetic for this guy, but like he was mocking the coronavirus as people were overdoing it. There's still people on my Facebook feed doing that right now. There was one asshole posted 6 times today about how the coronavirus was nothing and how everyone's, what are the symptoms of coronavirus? Gullibility, watching mainstream media, yada, yada, yada. So
you should just turn your Facebook off and make new friends, dude.
You're right.
Look, I still think that as far as like the lethality of this thing and like the end toll of it, like I'm talking about how afraid I am. And me personally, I'm legitimately at an 8 out of 10, if I'm being honest. 10 being the least afraid. Of course.
That's your bullshit scale.
You don't get to determine my scale.
I find it very confusing, though.
I feel like I could get it, I'd be just fine. I'd just be just fine. I have the sniffles. I'd have the sniffles. I got so much chicken soup in there. Be all
For
right.
me, it's not about you, though, right? Like, because you see your father.
Well, that's true. Now if I'm worried about,
then you go visit your dad.
Well, I'm not allowed to visit him.
But he came to you to see. He came over just recently to see.
Yeah,
UFC
he
fights.
did. Yeah.
All right, you guys interact.
Sure, we make out. Get down.
Well, that probably transmits it.
Neither of you guys are going to get sick. You're already quarantined. You've been quarantined for years.
Big moves.
Yeah. No. I feel like my personal fear of it is legitimately very, very low. But I mean, anything that's killing 1 to 3% of the people who get it, it's like, oh, okay, well, that's
3% is enormous. 1% is huge.
It's quite high. But I think you've got to look at it for what it is, and this isn't the Andromeda strain or whatever. What's that Stephen King book? The one where the virus kills everybody, and it kills them in like 3 days.
Shit.
It's not the Andromeda strain. That's that alien shit with the vampires or whatever.
I don't remember.
Is it
the name.
about like? Is it almost a religious parallel, like the end times, or am I mixing up my Stephen King books?
I think there is a book about this. I haven't read it.
It's The Stand. So yeah, it isn't the virus from The Stand or anything, but yeah, it's certainly dangerous to some people, and we should all be concerned about it because we've all got people in our lives who are vulnerable to it.
Yeah.
Right. But if I'm talking about my personal fear and that it's going to get me, this is not one of those movie viruses that's just sweeping through communities, wiping them clean or anything like that.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I
Kinda
mean,
like
it's never going to be
baseball
like a
anyway.
movie, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it could be. Yeah. I mean, there are viruses that kill high percentages of people that get them. They're just not as transmutable.
Fair. Yeah.
If this mutated into something scarier, that's what I wish Joe had asked that virologist. Like, could this mutate into something that instead of killing 1% or 2%, kills 25%, 50%, 75%? Could that happen? Something it maintains. It's the killer bee thing we talked about a couple weeks ago, where it's incredibly transmutable and it's incredibly deadly, because we seem to be on the other end of that right now, where it's very, very transmutable, not quite that deadly.
Yeah, I tried to talk to Filthy about this. He had no time for it. But
Despite
what
the
is
4-hour length of the show.
what is the most dangerous kind, right? One of the things that makes this so rough is you're contagious but asymptomatic for some period of time. I used to say 2 weeks. I think it's shorter.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes it. That's why how it spreads so well. You feel great. You're out and about. You don't know that you're getting everybody sick.
Yeah, and if you've ever played Plague, where you try and kill everybody with a disease that you make, and you're upping, the transmission ability and the killing ability, because the whole goal is to kill everyone on Earth. The best kind of way to spread a virus, according to this cell phone game that I play when I'm bored at airports, is making sure that the transmission is tippity top, 99 out of 100 for the first year of it, to get everybody having it, and not until then do you start upping the lethality. And so obviously this isn't a video game, so it's going to be different, but there are already two types that I read this the other day and I found it again. So while the S type of coronavirus is the ancestral type, the L type is found to be more prevalent. The L type made up 70% of the 103 sequence strains, whereas the S type made up 30%. It's not yet clear whether the L type evolved in humans or in zoonotic intermediary hosts. In summary, our analysis of 103 sequence SARS-CoV-2 genome suggests that the L type is more aggressive than the S type, and that human interference may have shifted the relative abundance of L and S type soon after the SARS-CoV-2 outbreak. And so there is one that's more intense than the other already. And I guess that's kind of inevitable with any disease, right? Maybe. I don't fucking know. But it's so frustrating to want to understand so much about this. And then I'll read stuff from experts and be like, I'm just too dumb for this. What? Say it in easy words. Don't use your science.
There's that. And then there's experts that disagree with each other. And that's part of the challenge too. I don't have enough virology knowledge to determine which experts are right and which ones are wrong. So what do you do? Just pick the ones that tell you whatever you find better or more entertaining, or what your goal is? I don't know. So it's crazy. Yeah, we're all here debating which oil is the best, and none of us are chemical engineers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's super fucking interesting following this.
As long as Tony and Khabib fight,
they're not going to fight.
I think they're going to fight. One is still doing their fights. They're just closing the doors, empty arenas.
You think they'll do that?
Well, that's what one championship is doing. That's another fighting
It's like a
organization,
minor league,
like a Bellator, or
like a Bellator.
Comparative. Yeah, they gotta put the fucking show on. Come on.
Yeah, we need this.
They'd probably do well. Everybody's going to be sports starved. And they're like, well, I can't watch the sport I want to watch. I guess I'm watching this one.
You know,
it
that
would be a great time to instead of, I don't know how it would work, but if they could find a way to open up the pay-per-view, if they could get somebody to broadcast it instead, but it's ESPN. Never mind.
Remember that picture you sent? There's a guy and girl laying in bed. They're back to back, not facing each other. She says, I bet he's thinking about other women. And he's like, what if Tony and Khabib get canceled? Did you know Dana tweeted that?
Yeah.
Oh, you did know that? Okay, I didn't know. And I was like, oh, Dana's thinking about it now. Of course he is, but was that a hint that he's gonna? What do you make from that?
I don't know. I think it's just him having a little bit of fun.
Probably.
But I would think they would still do it. They'll just close the arena off.
Dana, if you're watching, and I assume you are, raise the pay-per-view $5, close the arena, you'll make even more.
Sure.
I would still do
Sure.
it. I mean, I don't care how much you charge. I'm still willing to pirate it.
Yeah.
I'll buy it.
I'll probably actually buy it. I buy the bigger shows. Like and the pirate sites, they suck when it's like a Connor fight, for example. At the very beginning, when there's some two fighters you don't even know that they're trying to make popular, the stream works fine. And then by the time the title fight rolls around and everyone and their mom is watching, you miss the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Why you buy the big
or they'll
ones?
cut it off right then to like punish you. It's like, nope.
Possibly, sure.
Ooh, sucks to suck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I always buy them. I don't like pirating them. It's just such low quality, and I like watching on my television out there. I like being on my couch with my beverage and my peanuts, and getting to watch the thing.
One of your fancy meals you make for yourself, I'm sure.